Are you so tired of this manipulation, this control by people who want to gaslight you? If you feel like you're walking on eggshells around them, never knowing what is going to trigger the next outburst, then you're in the right place. We're going to be talking today about this person's tactics to keep you entrapped in an old narrative. And we'll talk about how you can find the courage to start seeking out help externally of this person, because whoever this gaslighter is, they know that if they keep you isolated, they know that if they keep you in a headspace where you feel like you're alone, this person's going to continue to win. So if this sounds like your situation, you are more than welcome to stick around. If we haven't met yet, my name is High Priestess Berries, psychic medium and divine channeler, hoping to bring you a message. Now, always remember, my messages are candid, unscripted, but they are also timeless. So please tap into your instincts, listen to your intuition. If there's anything that I talk about that doesn't make any sense, totally fine. Do not worry about it. But if it does resonate, please let me know and drop a comment below. Release. I feel like you are in this bit of a power game with this person. And it's one of these things where I feel as though this person's trying to call your bluff. I get the sense, whoever it is that you are, you know you need to walk away from this situation, but there's this sticky feeling that's making you feel as though if you walk away, you won't be heard, or this person could slander you. I think there's some concern that this person could slander you, blackmail you, lie about you behind your back, but they want you to keep thinking that because that keeps you constantly engaged with this person's tactics. After I go to cut, ooh, we got the card of resistance, routine, teamwork, curiosity, and at the top, protection. First and foremost, I want to say, whoever it is that you are very divinely protected at this time, because you do have somebody around you who's causing problems. Whoever this person is, they're trying to meddle in your day-to-day life, whether that is you're picking up on some old PTSD notions, but I think this is someone who's physically around you. This is somebody who they're part of your day-to-day life, or they're trying to disrupt your day-to-day life. This could be somebody Have you ever had this happen? It's like, you have a bit of a one night stand, and it's kind of like the next morning and you're like, okay, well, that was interesting. Totally fun. No big deal. But the person that you're sleeping next to, they just want to bring you back into bed. It's like, no, stay with me. And on one hand, you might look at that energy like, oh, they're so needy. They're so cuddly. But this person, they don't actually care that you got to go walk the dog. They don't really care that maybe you need to eat breakfast. Some of them don't even care that you have to get up and go to work. Oh no, just call in with a mental health day. That's what we're all about, right? Wrong. Why God. Okay. So we're going to have a look at we're going to have a look at the challenge. Like because this person's all over the place and they're trying so many little tactics to try and get your attention. And we have to look at what the primary challenge is, because if you don't nip this in the bud, this person won't change. There's a lie when we're caught up in these trauma drama loops that we're not good enough, that maybe if we're a little bit better, maybe if we're a little bit nicer, maybe we just indulge them this time, maybe they have a genuine need. Maybe if this happens one off, no big deal. But I'm talking about somebody who, they're consistent. And if this isn't a consistent person, this could also be a type of individual that you frequently attract into your life. And I think you might be frustrated. It's like, well, I broke up with that person. I know they were awful towards me. I'm ready for a brand new beginning. But why is it that this new person is now acting like the old person? So there's a little bit of shadow work that I think we also have to have a look at. Five of Wands, that sort of checks. So if I'm talking about shadow work, I want to grab the shadow oracle. Well, before I go to cut, we do have the Weaver. And I'm hearing, what narrative are you weaving and what narrative are they weaving? Because I don't think you believe yourself. I don't think you believe this person actually is as bad as it is that they are. and your ego is kind of messing with you at this time. So we're going to have a look at the blockage that you're faced with right now, especially this idea of like, why am I tolerating this? Yeah, I know this person's disrupting my day-to-day life, but why can't I say no to this person? Why do I keep saying yes to this person? Like your consent, your free will keeps getting hijacked by these kinds of energies. Yeah, there we go. Higher perspective. So we're going to get the more godly perspective as to what could be going on so that you can just be more self-aware and start making healthier decisions. But after I go to cut, heart to heart, I really feel like there's a need, whatever it is we need to talk about, there needs to be a heart-to-heart conversation with yourself before you can even have a heart-to-heart conversation with this person. And I'm going to say this right off the bat, spoiler alert, and this might come up in the guidance. This person is more interested in trying to manipulate you if you're willing to have a two-way conversation. There's something about the way that as long as you continue to think that this person is arguing in good faith, or that maybe they have a legitimate perspective, like they're taking one small thing and twisting it completely out of perspective. And your spirit guide team is really trying to get your attention because your intuition is being twisted up. There we go. We got some manipulation going on underneath. All right. So, and then we'll also get a potential final outcome, especially if you can learn how to overcome this particular manipulative dynamic. Because, like I said, this may not be a single person. This could be an archetype that you keep coming across and feeling so frustrated, wondering, how do I keep reattracting people like this? Don't worry. Like, you're with friends here on this channel. Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. So what's your primary challenge at this time? Knight of Wands, the Outlaw. This isn't necessarily romantic. This is more passionate. There's an ask right now for you to start thinking about why you're getting involved with this type of person in the first place. I want to say the King of Wands. This is not a King of Wands. This is the Knight of Wands. This is someone who is impulsive, somebody who they just hope that if they leap into it, the Lord will provide. And I actually think this is a little bit of more so your energy. There is a way that you like operating, like the Outlaw. Like, this card is amazing. Like, it's these glammy boots with a switchblade ready to take on some very unusual terrain. But the problem is that if you keep finding yourself in this repeated loop, as though you keep coming across the same type of impulsive individual, yeah, let's just totally do this together. Like, this could be with art, this could be with sexual encounters, this could be at work, this could just be, hanging out and smoking pot with your friends, suddenly thinking that your stoner idea was a really good idea. And later on, you realize maybe that wasn't so much. So the real challenge has nothing to do with this other person. Like, we will deal with this person in a moment, but there's an ask right now for you to start thinking about, where is your foundation? Do you have a foundation? Because if you keep trying to start new projects or just jumping into bed with someone, literally or metaphorically, but it all constantly seems to sink out from underneath you, we have to have an honest conversation with what's actually going on. What is going on? What's the primary blockage for you at this time? Seven of Wands and the underworld. So here's the thing. You can't control this person. They're trying to control you. They're trying to control the narrative. So there's an ask within here. Where is it that you can put up a boundary? But what is it about yourself that you are ignoring? The most difficult thing about my particular readings is that, yeah, I have no problem helping you feel validated when you are around a narcissistic, abusive gaslighter. But on the other hand, these individuals, what they do is they hijack your brain and make you feel as though you will forever be prone to their bullshit because you're not worth anything. In some ways, you've accidentally taken on the gaslighter's lack of self-worth issues and made it your own, and you're being asked to maybe stop doing that. Where can you start taking ownership in your life? What boundary can you start putting up with this person? So I was saying earlier, this person will always win if you have a two-way conversation with them, because you keep assuming that that they are arguing with you in good faith. This person is not arguing with you in good faith. You say one thing, they take your words, manipulate it, and throw them back at you and make you feel like a bad person. So there's an ask right now. Can you just broadcast out what needs to be said? No, I'm not interested. I'm not going to engage with this. This person, what they're trying to do is bully you into being the bully. I think a few of you are at risk right now of trying to defend yourself, but this person has no problem bringing stuff out publicly. This is someone who waits till everyone's at the dinner table and wants to pull out all of your dirty laundry, which I'm laughing. I feel like there's someone this has literally happened to them. Sorry, not sorry. But they want to pull out the dirty laundry and they want to broadcast it to everybody out here. Oh, look at the viewer and what it is that they are doing. And they're trying to put you into a position where it's like, well, you're like this, well, you're like that, well, you're like this, well, you're like that. It's like they say one slightly negative thing about you, and they know they have you so hyped up that you start defending yourself, defending yourself, defending yourself. Narcissists love it when you defend yourself publicly because they now have ammo. They take your words and they twist it around, not just to use against you, but to use against the community as well. So there's a bit of a feedback loop that's going on that's making you think that if you just engage, if you just clear things up, if you just talk it out, everything will be okay. That only works with somebody who is high vibration and they are heart centered. You are not dealing with a heart centered individual. You try to talk about your emotions, and this person uses it against you. One key thing you're being asked to look at: how vulnerable is this person really with you? They'll tell you a sad story. Some of them have some very deep, sad stories, but they only use it to stay stuck. They use it to trauma bond with you. They don't use it to help you grow and to help them grow. This isn't a symbiotic relationship. What kind of guidance does I want to say, what guidance is your intuition trying to tell you? I know I'm a very spiritual channel, but there's something about you just recognizing you know what's going on. And there's a part of you that's denying that it's happening in the moment. And it's okay. This is a kind of normal response to manipulation, but your intuition is screaming at you at this time. Nine of Pentacles movement. You know, we saw this card of routine. This person, this gaslighter, this narcissist, they have no problem texting you in the middle of the day to get you all riled up about some issue that can absolutely wait. This is like a conversation that can wait until later in the day. This is a conversation where it's like, look, I can't deal with this right now. I need to be able to talk to you about it when I'm in the right headspace. And this person doesn't honor the boundary. And that's a lot of this challenge right here. This isn't all you, but it's you trying to figure out how do you react and respond in a healthy way so that you just don't keep jumping down each other's throats and you can get yourself to a sense of freedom. There is a portal opening up to you, but it requires you to start thinking about what do you want out of your life. You keep trying to jump into things and your heart is in the right place, but if this horse is going to go jumping into water, like, first of all, was the horse trained for that? Was the horse even prepared? Did you just assume that if you just jump a horse over a ravine, it would totally be like, "Wah, riding unicorns, oh, today, oh, okay, why are we in the water again?" Poor horse. Poor horsey. Let's say a nice little prayer for this horse. It's very brave. But you're being asked to slow down. It's so easy to get all wacky and wild and allow our brain just to go blah, trying to defend ourselves. There's nothing to defend. And if there is, this is not the person you want to go to. This is an unfair judge. This is a one-sided court system. This is somebody who's already made a decision to take you out, and they're giving you the illusion to make you think that you have a choice in the issue. No more, Satan. So there's an ask right now. What do you want out of your life? Where do you want to go? What are you actually trying to bring into your reality? Because with the card of movement, this is bringing in manifestation. But with the snake energy, a lot of you have to start doing a little bit more work when it comes to your spirituality, trying to get to know yourself, because spirituality is getting to know your unknown self, the part of you that nobody else can see, even when you try to express it, and falling in love with that part of yourself. If nobody else can see you for who it is that you truly are, how can you still love yourself knowing that your love is valuable? What is it that you're doing in your life that's making you feel invaluable? Is it an external person? Is it somebody else outside of you that's making you feel as though you're not enough, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough? These are the people you need to get rid of out of your life. And you need to be able to identify them sooner rather than later so that when they start, jumping back into your life, you can put up a boundary. Again, this poor horse. In this case, the horse is evil. So he's like, like, it's a little cartoonish, but in some ways, there's a little bit of this childlike energy that you're being asked to access at this time because this is an old habit that made you feel as though you had to work harder in order to prove your worth. And then you wonder why you're constantly tired all of the time. There is no harm in slowing down. This energy wants to keep you amped up and hyped up, thinking that time is running out, but you'll be running for the rest of your life, always worried you are on a deadline. It's time for you to start making your own deadlines, for you to start thinking about what it is you truly want out of your reality, out of your careers, out of your family, out of your general relationships. You need to ask the question because the universe is helping you use this person. Like, you are using them. Like, if that makes you feel any better, the universe is trying to help you through this by using this person's bad example of what is you no longer want in your life. So take a few minutes today. I really would encourage you. What do you want out of your life? I want to feel happier. I want to wake up every morning feeling as though I have a sense of purpose. I want to start feeling good about taking care of myself. I want to be a better parent. I want to be a better friend. Like, where are these things that you want? Like, where is it? What is it that you want? And where is it that you want to go? Because as long as you're hurried, freaking out, thinking that time is running out, I'm not getting any younger, you are never too old to change. You're always young enough to change. That's the higher perspective that we saw a little bit earlier with the Oracle deck. This isn't just about this incarnation and what is going on right now, though it is very important. This is also a bigger picture to free you up so that you can live your life and just be paid to exist, that you can just exist and know that you're always cared for. This is where your sense of self value becomes very important as you are able to, just recognize the abuse. Just recognize it has nothing to do with you. And just recognize that this other person, yeah, they're desperate because they need you. They're desperate because the moment you move on, they have to start again. Recognizing their energy versus your own. How are you going to feel at the end of all of this? Take risk. Page of Cups. This is such an unusual outcome. A past version of you, the person, like, I'm looking at your future version of yourself right now. You're going to start looking back on this situation and realizing a past version of you really wanted that apology, really wanted to feel like there could have been some hope and some closure. But I'm spoiler alert, you're not going to get it with this person. Closure is failure as far as this 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 gaslighter, interesting, is concerned. Take a risk and start taking care of yourself. Take a risk and start saying nice things to yourself. Take a risk and show kindness towards yourself. You're going through a shift. And yeah, you will need to start from the very beginning. But this gaslighter does as well. But here's the thing. You're taking the road where you're going to elevate your vibration. You're taking the road of self-care and self-worth. This person will not change. And that's the saddest part of it all. Whatever you saw within them was just a reflection of you. So, regardless of where you are at on this crazy train, if it helps, write down the best that you thought you saw in this person and then rewrite it as your story. I saw this person being able to get their shit together. I saw their ability to make money. I saw their creative potential and then write it back around. So it's about you. I have creative potential. I know I can work my way up to a sense of financial wealth and prosperity. I know I am worthy and I know that I am loved. Wow. Well, I think that's the message. If you need any further support when it comes to you shifting your mindset and feeling okay with walking away from abusive tendencies, I do recommend you come join us on Patreon. I have a lovely community there and some very healing Reiki meditations that'll help you cut cords from these types of gaslighting situations. And then we're also going on a journey of self love through the heart chakra systems. And we're going to be able to help you get re anchored into this idea that you are worthy, that you are lovable, and you can feel confident walking away from this bullshit. Details in the links below. If you like this vibe, please make sure that you subscribe. And until I see you at the next one, I'm wishing you peace, love, and all the berries.